But my mom had bought me gym shorts that was my exact size and extra small. So that wasn't very cool because it came down mid-thigh. And apparently back in the day, that was called a John Stockton. And the same kid next to me, that bully next to me, he's like, hey, look at it. Hey, don't wear your pants like that. Pull your pants down, man. Pull your pants down. And I was like, who's the gay one now? But I didn't know what to do. Everybody was looking at me, and this kid kept saying, pull your pants down. So I was like, oh, shit. I've seen Shawshank Redemption. Maybe this is just how it works in America. So I start pulling down my shorts all the way down to my knees, all the way down to my ankle. And that same kid, the bully next to me, is like, hey, what are you doing? Don't pull them down all the way. That's gay. And I'm like, what is not gay in this country? And apparently this other kid next to me, he's like, hey, don't pull them down all the way. Just sag them a little bit. Just sag your pants. And I didn't know what sagging your pants meant. Apparently that's a cool hip-hop thing, to pull your pants down halfway down your butt. So you show everybody your asshole. And apparently that's the only not gay way to wear your pants in America. I had no idea. All these weird American things I wasn't used to. Eventually I learned how to speak English by watching a lot of TV, mainly BET Rap City. Because that was my shit. I want to be cool, and nothing cooler than BET Rap City, right? Every music video was a slice of somebody's American dream. The first music video I saw was Jay-Z's Big Pimpin'. You guys remember that shit? Jay-Z's Big Pimpin' was the greatest music video of all time. It's Jay-Z and his boys on a yacht pouring champagne on this beautiful woman's face for like 4 minutes. I was like, this is America? It's amazing. That's all I wanted to do. Like before I even wanted to get into stand-up, that's all I wanted to do. I want to be a rapper. I want to be like Jay-Z and Big Pimpin'. So I started my own rap group in high school. It's a true story. It was me, my black friend Julian, and my other friend Yuji, who was half black and half Japanese. So we had perfectly 1.5 black dudes and 1.5 Asian dudes. And we called ourselves the Yellow Panthers. I know. I wish I was making this shit up, but I'm not. The Yellow Panthers was a real rap group, and we had a real rap song. It was called Underground Railroad Builder. I was confused. Eventually, I became a good Asian American, and I went to school to get an economics degree. Because that was the easiest degree that can still appease my Asian parents. But then after I graduated, I didn't want to do like econ or finance. So I went up to my dad, I was like, Dad, I don't want to do any of this. I want to go try and do stand-up. And he was like, what's a stand-up? You mean like a talk show? I was like, yeah, sure, talk show, whatever you want to call it, okay? But I want to go pursue my dreams. And he was like, no. Pursue your dreams, how you become homeless. I was like, no, Dad, things are different now. We're in America, okay? In America, we're supposed to do what we love. He was like, no. Everyone does what they hate for money and use the money to do what they love.
I don't know. I was a loser in high school. A big loser. I had a rolling school bag. Senior year. Do you have any idea how hard it is to get pussy with a rolling school bag? What do you say to girls? Just roll up on a girl like, hey, girl. Textbooks are heavy. People used to make fun of me. It's like, you're a homo. You got a rolling school bag. And I couldn't even make fun of them because you have to pay attention to where the fuck you're going. I can't look up. I can hit a rock. And it's all... Any NBA fans in here? NBA? Yeah. Yeah, gay guy. We got a gay guy now. Here's what it was. I was really excited when I first heard about the gay guy because I'm a big NBA fan. So anything that changes the sport in a little way, I get excited. You know, I was like, oh, it's cool. We're gonna have a gay NBA superstar. I can't wait for them to announce this. And then they announced it. I was like, yo, who the fuck is this guy? Like, I had to Google him. He averages 2 points a game. Who gives a shit? He's a gay bench warmer. It doesn't really... 2 points a game. That means in the video game, he doesn't even have a face. Everybody's like, it's shocking. I can't believe he's gay. I'm like, he played 12 seasons and he had 0 injuries. It's like the gayest shit I've ever heard in my life. Always ready to play. I would want a gay guy on my team. I would want one. You know why? 95% of NBA players are homophobic. So I would just put him on the best player every single game. You'll see Kobe just hanging out at half court, just waiting. Like, Kobe, cut to the basket. No, next game. I don't really give a fuck. If I was the gay dude, I'd be super gay too. I'd be like, hey, Kobe. Defense. I have a lot of gay friends. And the stuff they say makes my butthole pucker. Like, I have to sit down. But I put up with it because they cook. I'll give you an example. My gay friend was like, Craig won't poke me back on Facebook. I just want to suck his dick. What do I do? I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up. That's what you do. And then he's like, I made cookies. I'm like, tell me more about Craig.
I'm married. Been married 38 years. Yeah. Yes. In a row. I'm lucky, man. I'm a very lucky. I married my childhood sweetheart. So we went to high school together, got married. We did it the old-fashioned way, you know. We didn't live together, nothing like that. We didn't, you know, because we're Italian. You don't do that. You know what I mean? That would be bad. You don't do any of that kind of stuff, right? And I didn't really want to live with her before I got married. Who was gonna cook for me? You know, I didn't want to leave home. But we did it old school. We did it the Italian traditional way. I went to her father and I asked for permission to marry his daughter. And then I went to my mother and asked for permission to leave the house, you know. So we got married, and I gotta tell you, we learned about each other along the way, you know? That's how we learned. We didn't know anything about it. We learned along the way, folks. The first 5 years of my marriage, my face looked like this. But you learn stuff, you do. Like I learned to never ask my wife a question, right? Because I was gonna have to do something called listen. And the answer would take a really long time. And I'd be expected to remember it. It's interesting. Global warming is a big deal right now, right? You guys know about global warming, right? That's what the polar ice caps melting, right? And they say it's because industrial pollution is causing our polar ice caps to melt. I'm not worried about that. I'm worried all the female baby boomers are gonna have one collective hot flash. Whoosh, the whole planet's gonna come. What? Some of you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about menopause. Yeah, that's a Latin word. It means, men, you might want to pause before you do anything that's gonna tick this woman off. And let me tell you something, folks, after 38 years of marriage, I know what'll tick a woman off. Just can't stop doing it, you know? It's called breathing, you know? My wife's going through this menopause thing right now. I'm telling you, it's something else, you know? I accidentally took one of her menopause pills the other day. Yeah. I had this terrible urge to yell at myself all day long and then go shop for shoes, you know? You're frightening me right now. I feel like I'm speaking to the choir here a little bit. I can always tell when my wife forgets to take one of her pills, because the air conditioning is set on North Pole, you know? No, to get warm, I have to sleep in the refrigerator. You know? It's a big fridge. It's a very big fridge. Yeah. I love my wife. I'm glad. I like being married. I just can't imagine not being married. We've been together. We're best friends. You know, we communicate. We talk to each other all the time about everything. I ask her stuff. She asks me stuff. Like the other day, she said, "Honey, can you describe inflation to me?" And I said, "Oh, sweetie, that's easy. When we first got married, I weighed 180 pounds. Now I weigh 280 pounds. You get a lot more husband. I just don't do as much." We spent our 38th wedding anniversary in Maui. Yeah, anybody been to Maui? Yeah. You know those travel brochures? The ones with them cute Ken and Barbies with those coconut bikini things going on, you know? They lie. Yeah. Everybody there looked like me. Yeah. Who knew that paradise was full of fat wops from New Jersey, you know? And when I'm on vacation, you know, I want to do what I want to do. I want to do what I'm good at. Nothing, you know? My wife wants to do stuff. Let's go on a helicopter ride and tour the volcano. Has anybody done this? The first thing they do is they show you a safety video, right? So you can learn how to unlock the helicopter door. Which is good to know when you're over a volcano. Then they ask you this list of questions, right? The last question is, how much do you weigh? I told him, I have no problem. But then my wife lies by 20 pounds. I'm like, this is the moment you want to do this? You're lying about your weight now? And I didn't say it out loud, it was the eyes. I was like, really? And she's looking back at me with the evil eye going, don't you dare tell him. Don't you dare tell him how much I weigh. And then it dawned on me. There were 4 other women on this flight with us. What if they're all lying about their weight? There was one woman, she had to weigh 210, 220. I know she's coming in low, you know? So I'm like, excuse me, I want to change my answer. I weigh 500 pounds.
I went to school with a lot of white kids. It was mostly white kids until about the 6th grade. 6th grade, I started going to an all-black school. And I learned a lot, you know? Like, I didn't know that black kids could smell fear. I didn't know that. But my first day on the bus, I had on, like, a terrible outfit. Yeah, like, I had some cargo shorts. And some, like, white tube socks. Like it was the Steve Urkel fall collection. Like I thought I was killing it. And they talked about my socks for 45 minutes on this bus ride. They was like, his socks bright white. I can't see. He got the sun on his ankles. And they did that for like 3 months. Right? So one day I got tired of it. You know what I'm saying? Same kid kept picking on me every day. So I walked on the bus. I was like, today's the day I'm gonna say something. I got on the bus, right? He started again. He was like, man, your socks bright white, I can't see. And I was like, you know what? Yo, mama. And they did that. The whole bus did that right there. He was like, what you say, Caleb? And I said, your mama liked these socks the other day. That was the first time I got beat up on the bus. Was that in 6th grade. It was terrible. No, man, I had to learn how to fight too. I didn't know that going into middle school, but I had to learn how to fight quick. You know what I'm saying? Like the second fight I got into, I lost. But I don't really count it necessarily. So I'm gonna just tell y'all what happened. And then you can decide if I lost or not, right? I was playing basketball downtown, right, with some of my friends. There's this one dude, he was terrible. He was fouling people, all kinds of stuff. And so I grabbed the ball, I threw it at the back of his head. He was getting on my nerves, man. He was getting on my nerves. And he stopped and he was like, yo, who threw that basketball at me? And I was like, man, that was a pass if you would have caught it, man. Like, I don't know what to tell you. He was like, Caleb, you gotta see me right now. And he was moving so much, it looked like he was dancing. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, man, you done picked the wrong dude, man. 5, 6, 7. And I woke up in the hospital, man. I woke up in the hospital. My friends was all standing around me. They were like, Caleb, you killed that dance battle, man. That was crazy. I was like, thank you. Thank you. No, man, it's been a lot of fun growing up in North Carolina. I grew up broke, though. I didn't have a lot of money. Like, we just had, like, one food group. I feel like we just made sandwiches all the time. That's how we survived. You know what I'm talking about? Anybody broke in here? Some of y'all lying. That's okay. That's okay. Sir. No, I'm joking. I'm kidding. No, man, I feel like we just had one food group. Growing up, we just had bread. That was it, because we just made sandwiches all the time. That was it. We had, like, ham sandwiches, bologna sandwiches, raisin bran sandwiches. We had sandwiches. You know what a sandwich is? That's where you got one piece of bread and then 2 more pieces of bread on top of that. It's a sandwich. And occasionally we had trail mix. I hated trail mix. Oh my God. I know white people look confused. Black people got very different trail mixes. And you guys didn't know that. Like white people trail mix got like, you know, fresh picked berries in it, roasted nuts, happiness in it. You know what I'm saying? Black people trail mix got like gummy bears in it. They got last year Halloween candy in the trail mix. The dry pieces of Lucky Charms in it. Not the marshmallows, but the dry pieces. It's terrible. But I decided, like, if I ever make it, like, if I ever become famous, I'm gonna make a movie about my life, and I'm gonna call it Broke Black Mountain.